Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. Prices of diesel are expected to increase by up to 6 pesos and 50 centavos per liter in the coming days. Let's talk more about this with Energy Department Oil Industry Management Bureau Director. Director Rino Abad is joining us over the phone. Director Abad, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Ma'am Riza. Good afternoon to your televiewers.
Director, we'd like to know as to what factors can we attribute this looming increase on fuel prices?
Well, recently there are 3 main factors, Ma'am Riza. Number one, like May 30 or May 31, Russian oil export was actually banned by the European countries for importation on their individual countries. These are 26 EU member countries, and only one exception for these 27 member EU countries, which is Hungary. So a large chunk of the EU member countries are planning not to import anymore Russian oil. Their timeline is up to the end of this year. The second part would be the historical surge in demand. This is now the time for actually the summertime for the countries along the northern hemisphere. So these countries like US, Canada, Mexico, in Asia Pacific areas, we have China, Japan, South Korea. These are actually countries that coming into the summertime from June to end of September. So this is actually the period where you would observe also surge in demand for petroleum products. And of course, the last part is the pronouncement of China, specifically in Shanghai, that they will be getting out from the lockdown. And because of this, of course, there will be an expected increase again in demand from China. So all these factors actually contributed to the increasing price for next week, and probably for the coming not only next week but for the coming week, unless there is another event that will actually offset this trend towards pressure on supply and vis-a-vis increase in prices.
Director, you mentioned that in the coming weeks we're expecting prices to still go up, but when do we expect fuel prices here in our country to at least stabilize?
Of course, a large chunk of the weekly adjustment comes from these changes in import costs, a little bit of the foreign exchange, and of course the biofuel component. But all in all, these 3 items are actually uncontrolled or not controlled by the government in terms of setting the price on a weekly basis. So these 3 factors actually affect on a weekly basis. And right now, the main chunk that is actually pushing the price higher is the import cost.
With that being said, Director, would this price hikes also have an impact on basic commodities?
Definitely, most of our goods are produced from basically coming from part of the input will be the fuel cost. So we know for a fact that the production would again price at a certain price that would pass on this fuel cost. Definitely, increase in fuel cost will be passed on ultimately to the consuming public.
Sir, one final question. How is the Department of Energy looking to help out motorists and especially PUV drivers?
Well, the current outlook in getting to the mitigating measures on the side of the government is through what we call the targeted subsidy. So at this point in time, what we have in the Appropriations Act, because when you talk about subsidy, it needs budget. So what we have there is actually the Pantawid Pasada program. This is an assistance implemented by the DOTR given to the public transport sector to assist in this increase in the fuel prices. And we also have a counterpart in the Department of Agriculture. They call it the fuel discount program for farmers and fishermen. Now, if we are looking towards getting into probably increasing the budget or increasing at the same time the coverage, not only probably the farmers and fishermen and the public transport, but to include other sectors, we would need a supplemental budget for that. And I think that will be a main issue, again, for this incoming administration to consider.
Well, thank you, sir, for sharing with us all those information. That was Energy Department Oil Industry Management Bureau Director Rino Abad. Let's now take a quick look at today's other top stories. FIVOC's Director Renato Solidum told One News that more eruptions are possible at the Bulusan volcano following the phreatic explosion earlier today. Solidum noted, however, that these are less likely to be violent as they do not see any magma involved in the volcano's activities. One study showed that the Philippines recorded a lower quality of government and democracy in 2019. According to the Bear Gruen Governance Index, the country's state capacity went down by about 13% to a score of 39.8 compared to its level in 2010. And in the PBA, Barangay Ginebra Scotty Thompson has been named the most valuable player during the league's 46th season. The PBA will kick off the next season with a doubleheader, starting with a match between the Converge Fiber Xers and the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters. And for more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World Online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Riza Diaz. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.